Hi there again guys, so this is my fourth video, and in this video I'm going to show you how I do my long exposure. I'm going to show you the different settings that I choose as well, along with the different filters that I use for this video as well, so hopefully you'll enjoy this video. Okay, so this is the location that I'm going to be shooting first of all. As you can see, there's the bridge and the burn flowing down, and it flows down into the water down there. So what I'm going to show you is the different settings that I use, like the aperture settings, as well as the different filters that I use to be able to take the image. So hopefully you'll get some insight into how it is that I take some of my images, as well as the locations that I shoot on as well. So here we go. To create this image, what I did was I set the aperture setting to f25, an ISO of 100. The exposure used for the shutter speed was 5 seconds, and that allowed me to capture the flow of the water. Also, the f-stop 25 as my aperture setting, I was able to capture the background and the foreground, as well as keep the detail from using the different white balance exposure settings, and that took 3 different shots, and that allowed me to capture all the detail within the sky, the foreground and the background. So I've done a little bit of walking now, and I've come across a field which has got baby lambs and some sheep in there as well. So I've got out my telescopic lens, I've put that on the camera, I've set it up to a low aperture of 4.5, and what that will do is that will allow me to be able to capture the lamb or the sheep in more detail without getting the background in the shot as well. Okay, and here's the result of that image. Okay, so for the first image that you see here, I used the aperture setting of f4, and that allowed me to keep the foreground in focus. I set the ISO speed to 100 and the exposure time to 1/12 of a second, which allowed me to capture the lambs and the sheep. Okay, so for the second shot here, you can see that there's the 2 lambs and the sheep there. F-stop aperture that I used for this was 5.6. The ISO I used for this was 100. I set the shutter speed to 1/800th of a second, and that allowed me to capture the subject while they were moving, but keep it in focus at the same time. I found this nice little spot down here on the beach, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and capture some of the little rock pools as well as some of the rocks on the beach. So what I'm going to do is I've set the camera up at this location here. I've set it for a low aperture of 5.0, and I've set it for 3 different exposures, so it will take the detail of the different parts of this image as well, which will allow me to capture the high resolution in this and put them together to create one image. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this shot, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm finished. Here's the end result of that image there, with the aperture setting of f5 and ISO 100. So for this shot here, what I've done is I've set the camera to the lowest aperture as it'll go to, which is 3.5. I've set the ISO to 100, and I've also set the 3-stop exposure as well. And what that'll allow me to do is to capture all the detail within the rocks and the shells, and keep the foreground in focus and keep the background all blurred and everything, which will focus more on the foreground and other than the background. So here's the finished composition from those settings there. As you can see, it captured the foreground beautifully, and the background is slightly blurred as well. It's kept the detail in the foreground. Okay, so this is the final image for my video. For this shot I set the aperture to f22. It was a 25-second exposure and an ISO of 100. Also, there was a polarizing filter on there so that it would stop down some of the light, not exposing the sensor for a long period of time. Okay, so that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for future videos. If you liked the video, please hit like below the video. And thanks very much for watching. That's it, and look forward to seeing you in the next video.